Inkwells. What are they? How do you use them?
That's a great question. And we don't talk about inkwells a whole lot.
We have not talked about them a ton. We talk about them here and there, but we're not like featuring them on their own so much.
So we have a number of inkwells available, in addition to just empty bottles you can buy and use as inkwells. Basically, all of our ink bottles that we use to create ink samples, we also list them for sale. So if you wanted to just buy an inky bottle for whatever reason, you can have it.
Yeah, that's the most economical way to go.
Yes,
for sure.
that is an inkwell at its very basic. A bottle of ink or a bottle that used to have ink in it. So one that we have is this one right here, the TWSBI Diamond 50 Inkwell. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on here in a second.
Yeah, that thing's been around for a minute now.
It has, yeah, and they're still going strong. Its cousin is the VAC 20A bottle, which I'll show an image of. That one is specifically for use of the TWSBI VAC 700 and the VAC Mini. This one that I'm holding is for use with pretty much any pen, but more on that in a second. And then you've got this is more of a traditional inkwell, just a bottle of ink with some additional features. And then you've got items like this. This is the Peniter pen filler, and it has a compatriot or competitor in the Visconti traveling inkwell. These are meant for more portable ink filling purposes. So it is a reservoir of ink with a cap that you can remove, and then you would take your pen and put your pen down into it just like that. It's staying in there because it has a rubber gasket that tapers. So it starts wide and becomes more narrow as it goes down into the filler. So regardless of the diameter of your grip, it'll eventually hit a point where it meets friction and stays in there. I don't have it pushed down too far, but you can see that it's not going anywhere. You can actually see the nib poking out right there.
Yeah.
So once this thing is full of ink and you have it down in there, all you need to do is just invert it. And now all of the ink that's in there is going to be surrounding the base of the grip section without getting your grip section messy and disgusting. And you can get like a super full fill because you don't have to deal with air bubbles or anything
Especially
like that.
vacuum filling pens, like this is the way to go.
Absolutely. This is a great thing. The one I'm holding here is on the more affordable end compared to the Visconti version.
Viscontis are, they definitely like feel like more durable, higher quality.
Yeah, this is like going to get you the job done. If you want something that's going to look good in your pen case next to your Visconti, the traveling ink well from Visconti is going to do that job. And in addition to that, we've also got a brand called Ink Miser, which we never talk about, but is super cool.
That's true.
They've got two products, one called the Intra bottle and one called the Ink Shot. The Intra bottle is an insert that can go into Noodler's bottles and some Platinum bottles that essentially turns your used or using ink bottle into an inkwell. And obviously, any bottle is an inkwell, but what this does, it's a cup with holes so that when the ink bottle is turned upside down, those holes fill with ink, turn it back the right way. That cup is now full of ink from the holes. And if you've got like a half full bottle of ink that's hard to get your pen down in there, what that cup is now allowing you to do is to fill from the top of the bottle rather than trying to figure out how to get your pen to the bottom of a half empty bottle.
I wish more ink companies would do that in their bottles. Yeah. There's a couple that
there are a couple,
but it's very rare.
Platinum does it with some of their bottles, and Namiki does it with the two colors that they have as well.
Yeah. And the TWSBI Diamond 50 has it.
So the TWSBI Diamond 50 does a couple really cool things. So this bottle can be used just as a plain old inkwell. If you want to remove this, you'll see that it's got a little rod here. What the heck is that? But if you wanted to ignore that, you can discard that and just put the cap back on here. And it's just an inkwell that can be used with any pen. As Brian,
a little insert thing.
Yeah, as Brian mentioned.
So that's the same concept as the ink shot.
So you'll see that it's got holes there. And when inverted, those holes will fill with ink. This cup will also be filled with ink. And there you go. So pretty standard inkwell there. You don't have to have a TWSBI to use this. And the VAC 20A bottle does the same thing. You can remove an insert and just use it as a cup full of ink. That is probably prettier than your bottle. But if you wanted to get the full, benefit of your TWSBI pen, you can put this in here, and you'll notice it has a little straw here. That is to get to those hard to reach spots. So with this top cap on, there is a little nipple there. And with a TWSBI pen, you can actually take the grip section off of your TWSBI.
Not all versions of TWSBIs, but what you can do it on like the 580,
the 580,
the mini.
Yeah, basically, the 580, the mini,
and the classic. I think.
Yeah, I think the classic.
No one has a classic, so it's fine.
And then and then this actually plugs right in to that nipple.
Look at that, it just fits right on there.
Right. Let's call it a post so we can stop saying nipple. And then
let's try not to say anything about it.
Right
but
now,
like,
I mean, that's what it is.
That is the technical term for it.
Yeah. So once that's there, you now have attached your pen to that metal straw that reaches to the very bottom of the cup. So without inverting, you can get a totally full fill that way. So that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I believe, Brian, this post can also fit a standard international converter.
It can, yeah.
So if you don't have a TWSBI, you can still use this cool
there's
straw.
basically like 2 steps on the post there. The wider one, fits onto the actual like pen if you remove the grip off of it, and the converter will fit onto the really thin part.
And the VAC 20A bottle is essentially the same thing. You take the grip section off of either a VAC 700 R or a VAC Mini, and then install that, screw that actually, those thread onto the VAC 20A bottle. Those, however, lack the straw that this one has, so those will need to be inverted. But once that's done, you get a ultra satisfying, completely full fill on your VAC pen. And if you have a VAC filling pen, the VAC 20A bottle is not a crazy expense, and it will really enhance the value of your VAC filling pen, in my opinion. I think that it's a great accessory. So
yeah,
and also a great gift if you know somebody that has a VAC pen and doesn't have one of those. It's a fun purchase.
Yeah,
for sure.
There you go.
That about covers it.
Yeah.